Let's talk a little bit more about books in FrameMaker. And I think the important thing to realize is that a book is simply a pointer to a bunch of FrameMaker files. And so you can have multiple books that point to the same FrameMaker files. And that's why we want to set our pagination, we want to set our numbering at the book level, at the book component level. We don't want to set it at the document level because that document may be a member of who knows how many books. And so what's important is we're going to print from the book, we're going to make our PDFs from the book, we're going to make all kinds of output from the book. So we want to set our pagination and our numbering at the book level. And let's just show you that. So again, to go back to our last video, let's show you how we set these. Let's shift click these, right click, and we'll do pagination, and you'll see that we've said let's start each document on the next available side, and then the empty pages will be deleted as well. So that means that this is a single page, it's page 1, component 2 is page 2, component 3 is page 3, and component 4 is page 4. They're just single page documents. So we have 2 sheets of paper basically spread among the 4 components. Now let's say we have another book that we want to create. So let's just save this book. We'll just call this one print book. And again, fundamentally nothing has changed in the individual documents because they're the same documents that were part of that other book. But let's change some of our settings here. So let's click on these, just select them, and we're going to do pagination. But this time we want to start each one of these components on a right-hand page. So we're going to click Set. We're going to update the pagination. And now what you see is we've got page 4. Let's see, why is that? Okay, we need to do the numbering as well. Okay, let's just double check this. Yeah, okay, no, that's correct. So this is page 1 and 2. And this last one is an empty page. And the reason again that this is an empty page is because we told component 2 to start on a right-hand page, which it did. And so FrameMaker said, okay, well I need to add an empty page to the end of component 1. Same thing here, component 3, we've told component 3 to start on a right-hand page. And as a result, it had to add an empty component to the end of component 2. Same thing here, we told FrameMaker we want component 4 to start on a right-hand page, which it did, page 7. And so it added an empty blank page at the end of component 3. Now again, these components are no different from the components that the other book has in them, but the settings are different. So now if we save this, save all the files in the book, and then we shift, close all files in book, and that book is set the way we want it, and then we can go ahead and print that, PDF it, whatever we want. Now let's say we want to go back and output the other book. So we're going to open up what we call the online book, and that has its own settings again. Now the problem is that when we updated the print book, we actually changed the pagination of each of those components. The pagination changed. We didn't go into each component and do it. FrameMaker did it when we updated the book. So now we want to produce this book, and this book has the same components, but we want them to start on the next available side, and we don't want any blank pages. So now what we have to do is we have to update the book. And let's see what we got. Now the reason this jumped like this, now we get this warning, and I'm sure you've seen this in your FrameMaker books. What it's telling us is that the settings that we have at the book level, at the component level here in the book, are different from the current settings in the documents. And that's because the last time we manipulated those components, it was with the print book that has different settings. And basically we can just check this checkbox, skip remaining inconsistent numbering properties message, and hit continue, let FrameMaker do its thing. Now if we look at this component, this only has a single page now. This one only has a single page. This one only has a single page, and that one only has a single page. So because these book files are pointers, they're able to manipulate the contents of those files, the pagination, the starting page size, whatever we do, the numbering, but they're still pointing to the same components. So we do everything at the book level.